Hi, I'm Bob Gallagher, the mayor of the city of Bettendorf, Iowa. Today is Friday, April 25th, 2025. We're out front of City Hall in Hutchison Plaza to talk to retiring Chief of Police Keith Kimball. Keith, thanks for joining the mayor's message.
Thanks for having me today. This is a real honor and privilege to get to do this with you.
Last time.
It is my last time.
So you're retiring on the 30th next week, and you've been with the department 35 and a half years. How long have you been chief?
It'll be 7 years.
Okay. During that time, tell us a little bit about why you became a cop and why Bettendorf.
Yeah. So it's kind of fitting that we're standing here in the plaza, Hutchinson Plaza, because Mayor Ann Hutchinson was the one that swore me in over 35
awesome.
years ago. And you know, she was a great mayor, and as you carrying on the legacy. But you know, this last few weeks has really been a time for me to reflect as I'm cleaning out my office and cleaning out my locker and coming through stuff. And it brings back a lot of memories, a lot of emotions. And it's it doesn't seem like 35 years. They always tell you when you're going through your career, it seems like forever, but when you're end of it, where did the time go, really? And I can't say enough about how honored and privileged I am to serve this community, and thankful for this community for always supporting the police department and myself as chief, and you and the city council, and just everybody, and the relationships that I've made over the years. It's unbelievable, the number of people, and I, you know, that's kind of what this is all about. You know, somehow I navigated it my whole career, but we have a great police department and a great culture. You know, even way back when I started in 1990. And we carry on these traditions, and it's just something that I will always cherish and have fond memories of.
That community policing element that you have brought, or has been permeated through the Bettendorf police culture, is about relationships. I'm sure you're speaking of relationships with your fellow officers, city councils, other mayors, but that's a community-built relationship as well. You probably have relationships with all kinds of shop owners and people through the community that relied upon you, and that you and the department have helped over the years. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's the internal relationships, like you said, I have here with the city, but really outwardly, externally, I mean, the relationships over the years with my fellow colleagues and peers in the law enforcement community,
other cities and counties,
quad cities, city, state, local, federal, all those, our school districts. I started off as a DARE officer in 1992, and then I had the honor to be a school resource officer starting in 1994 at Bettendorf High School.
Those kids all remember you, too.
Yeah, and they come up to me. They're in their 40s now. It makes me feel really old. But yeah, and they just come up, and just our social service agencies, mental health community. I could go on and on and on. But I'm just glad that I've been able to do something. The reason we get in this profession really is to help people,
right,
and to make a difference. And I just hope in some way that I've done that. I've honored the position, but also know that there's been people before me, there's going to be people after me, and it's just kind of like, carrying on the torch for so long, doing the best I can. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes, but I've tried my best. And as chief, the most important thing for me was to support our officers and give them everything they needed. And I think that's something that I live by, and I'm going to miss that. I'm going to miss the officers, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be in this community. I'm still going to have those relationships, and I'm going to be their #1 fan rooting forward.
We've been very blessed to have those organizations come to City Hall. Most of the time it's for a proclamation, for something like Vera French Mental Health or Breaking Traffic. Every one of those groups cites you as somebody that's helped them move forward to provide better services in our community. That's got to feel good. At the end of a career, not only did you outfit your officers and build a culture that you can be proud of, but we're talking also about the things you've done in the community. Thank you for that great work. Thank you for your years of service. Thank you for bringing and keeping that respect from the community of our public servants at the Bettendorf Police Department. We owe you a debt of gratitude. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing now. What do you expect to do in retirement, as both you and your wife are headed off to greener pastures, and you don't have to get up every morning or every night? You're not the first one that has to call me if something bad or good happened.
Or my phone goes off in the middle of the night,
exactly.
Which is never good. But yeah, I think, like I said, we're going to continue to live in this community, be a part of it. Just kind of take this summer to kind of decompress and take it all in. But you know, we're going to stay active. We're going to stay active. Not going to be sitting around, just kind of enjoying hobbies and getting out and continue just being in the community. And maybe after some time, see what, you know, maybe what I can do from a continue like community or volunteering.
Fantastic. On behalf of the city of Bettendorf, thank you so much for your years of service. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your friendship. You've done an awesome job.
Thanks. Thanks, Mayor.
Have a great weekend. Hi, I'm Bob Gallagher, your mayor of the city of Bettendorf, Iowa. You have received in the mail a survey about a new police station we believe we need here in the city of Bettendorf. We would love it if you could scan that QR code, answer a couple brief little questions, and tell us what you think. If you're in favor of the station, please let us know. If you have questions that need to be answered, please let us know. We're in an information gathering phase where we want to get you more information, and we'd like to know what you'd like to learn. And if you like the idea because of the reasons set forth in that flyer you received, please go ahead and vote. Let us know. Thanks so much.